Hello, this is Telomir and welcome to another repair video. We're working on a Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. And what we're doing is, well, I'm going to be doing a battery replacement, but the video is focused on taking a back glass off. Now, what you need to do for these is pretty straightforward. You just need to heat this up. I just use a heat gun for this. I'm sure you can also use a hot plate. I do have one, though it works better for iPhones. So once you get this more or less heated up enough that when you try touching it, it feels hot to the touch and you don't want to put your hand on any longer. What seems to work at least very well for me is I take a blade and I just stick it in under a corner just enough that it goes down and then underneath the glue. And then I drop some alcohol down there and I'll hold it in place. This is just number 17 chisel. And then I take one of these plastic cards and I stuff it into there and I start working at it. Now, if you do not do it this way and you use something that's metallic, maybe you use something like this, or maybe you use a pry tool like one of these, it will damage them. Now, with this one, not so much. This one is, it doesn't have a backing to it, but this particular type does have a back to it. There's a paint that's put on the back, and this right here is, in fact, glass, and it's see-through. And if you use metal on the back, this will peel up. You don't want that. You're trying to get through the glue. And if you use that metal spudger there to get through that, and you're peeling that up, you will end up disconnecting this layer of paint from the back cover and officially damaging permanently your back cover. You don't want to do that. So let's get into this and start working on this one. And I'm mentioning that specifically in the case that somebody out there that is watching this video that is working on one of those prism colored or opal colored ones knows that it will peel up, and you gotta be darn careful if you're trying to salvage the back cover. So let's heat this up. That's hot to the touch. That should do the trick. So let's stuff this little blade underneath there. You don't need to lift. You don't want to lift. If it's the glass version, I don't think this one's made of glass, but if it's the glass version, this back plate will crack. I'm just stuffing a nail underneath there at the moment, but you could hold the blade in place. Now let's get this card underneath and start working this through. Now as I go, I'm just going to add a bit more alcohol. That way it keeps it lubricated and you can keep moving it. So all you're trying to do is cut through the adhesive. Now I'm going to stop right here where this big honking huge camera bump is, because this one needs to be done in a particular way. Let's get over to the other side. More alcohol. Just isopropyl alcohol. I'm using 99%. You can use 91. That's fine. I wouldn't recommend 70%. I know that's okay for electronics, generally speaking, but for me, I feel that there's enough water in there that you might damage something. Best to use 90% and up. Now, if you're having a lot of difficulties getting around this corner right here, you can take your plastic card out and heat it back up with the heat gun. I might actually do that just in case at this point. It's up enough at this point that I don't think I need to keep anything inside, but if you're concerned, you can put one of these cards up in the corner there just to keep it. Doesn't need a whole lot of heat, just a little bit. That's good enough. All of about five seconds or so. What am I doing? I'm thinking of doing a screen replacement for an iPhone. That's what I'm thinking of. Go back to the bottom there with the card. There we go. We're through. Now, we're at that bottom part right there. I'm just going to break up the glue that's sticking itself back down. But we're at the point now where we're at the very bottom, and I've tried doing this in the past by lifting it up there, wedging it up with the plastic card, getting that down. It works okay, but the way that I found works best is you just drop a small amount of alcohol along the edge and just give it a wiggle. Doesn't need much, like I'm putting like single little drops along here, very little. You just keep wiggling it because the adhesive is between this lens, which is, I think it's either heavy plastic or maybe even metal. And as you go, it will loosen, that alcohol will loosen up the adhesive, and then you'll be able to take the whole back glass off. So just keep wiggling it until it comes loose. And there we have it. Back cover's off. I'm going to continue working away at doing that battery replacement if you guys are curious. There's just some screws you got to take off here, and these screws, there's about 3 ribbon cables and more alcohol involved. But thank you guys all for watching another repair video. If you liked the video, please do leave a like, and if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video. Bye.